Hello and welcome to a casted game. It's the new expansion day. Big new release for Age of Empires 4. We've got the Sultan's Ascend, bringing 2 new fully fledged civilizations and 4 variant civilizations in. And we've got 2 of the variant ones in this game today. We've got Corvinus 1 playing the Ayyubids in the pink in the north of the map. And we've got Vortix to the south playing the French variant civ, which is Jeanne d'Arc, and that comes with a lovely hero unit here. This is Jeanne d'Arc, currently a peasant. You can level her up as the game goes on, and I'm sure we'll come back to that as the game goes on, and we'll see what Vortix is deciding to do with his hero unit. Just want to talk about this map to begin with. This is the map Glade, and as you can see, it starts each civilization, each player, in this small enclosed area. So very safe from raids, really. A short little wall would cover you off very easily and you'd be completely safe for raids. However, there aren't very many resources within the glade. I presume this little area is the glade. So you will have to move out onto the map, out into the expanse in the middle pretty soon. So you can't get too complacent staying in one area. And we do have 2 sacred sites on this map, so not the usual 3 that a lot of maps see. And 5 relics as normal. Fairly spread out in this one. Possibly a few more down towards the Jeanne d'Arc side of the map. So let's start off. Let's talk about Jeanne d'Arc, shall we? She is the hero unit of this civilization, and a hero unit acts very similar to a hero in League of Legends or Dota, for example. So she will be getting experience as the game goes. I can't show you exactly how much experience and her skills, I don't believe, in the caster mode, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure we can see things as we go. She will be getting experience for constructing the School of Cavalry and going up to the feudal age. She gets experience from gathering, so sheep, gold, wood, whatever, and from building any building. So you do want to use her early on. Get her to build your house, your mining camp, your feudal age landmark building, you know, because gives her some experience and that will level her up and increase her stats. It will also let you decide which path you want to take her on. So she can become a ranger, I think it's a hunter they call it, or a woman at arms. So that's more of a heavily armored unit, as you can imagine, with a large 2-handed sword, I believe. And it also levels up all of her abilities, making them stronger, and we'll take a look at that later on. So on the north we have the Ayyubids, fairly standard, looks like standard Abbasid gameplay, but what we do see is the 4 on the stone. Now the Ayyubids have many options when it comes to taking up. So let's take a quick overview of this. We can see that Corvinus is going for the economic wing growth. So upon completion, this will grant 3 villages, and it will also make orchards, which are the berry bushes once a mill has been constructed, grant 50 extra wood. 50 extra food. That would be interesting though, berries giving wood. Perhaps a future gameplay mechanic. The other one in the economic wing, I believe, is an instant 300 wood. So, for example, if Corvinus had gone this tech up here, I forget the name of it, he would already have plenty of wood for his first TC, and he would be getting close to his stone level. So you can, I believe it's around 4 minutes 45 seconds, you can have a second TC coming down for the Ayyubids if you do choose that second option in the the economic wing. So let's take a quick look at the other options you have. So military wing, you have reinforcements. So this allows your cavalry units to construct siege weapons, which is hilarious. As far as I know, camels don't have opposable thumbs, so I'm not sure how they're constructing anything, really. Interesting tech, that one. Very funny. And it also produces 3 Desert Raiders every 2 minutes for the rest of the game. So if you are looking to be aggressive, 2 minutes is a long time at the start of the game, but that could definitely help out. Now, there is going to be a lot I miss in this game just because we are trying to cover, as many basics as we can. I'll just finish off this military wing here. So the next one is Master Smiths. This gives your blacksmiths instant upgrades when you tech up. And let's click back on this while we follow these knights around. They free technologies and they complete automatically. But you do have to have all the preliminary tech ups already researched. So if you go into Castle Age with this and you haven't researched the level 1, increase attack, increase armor, you will not get the instant level 2 techs until you have researched those. Bit complicated, lots of words. There's a lot going on. A few raids coming down here. So we will come back to the House of Wisdom shortly. Just want to talk to you about Jeanne d'Arc again. Now, you may have seen her running around the map. So I believe she is running around the map to kill the wolves and possibly boar. It does give her XP, which is what she needs. It's what she needs to level up. I don't think I can see how far through a level she is. I cannot, but you can see she does regenerate health on her own. These are her abilities. Holy Wrath, which is her Q ability. It's a powerful area of effect attack, and this will scale as she levels up. So currently doing 20 damage. She is, I believe, a level 2. Her W is Divine Restoration. It's a instant heal, 30% of missing health. As you can see, she is heading towards this boar. Little 1v1 here in the forest. Maybe she's a jungle champion. Who knows? I think she can just 1v1 the boars. I don't think she requires any sort of help from her knight companions. And then her final ability at the moment is E, which is Consecrate. So this is the one that reduces food cost of units from a certain production building. I don't know if it's just one building or if it's all types of one building. We can take a look at that later on. Let's just reset the camera here. So a couple of knights just keeping the Ayyubids nice and cozy, tucked up at the back of their base. Corvinus looking for a 2 TC strategy. Looks like he might be going for a relatively fast castle. He is already at 1,000 food. So as he is possibly going for castle, let's talk about the culture wing very quickly as we follow this scout round. We can't follow him around. We need to talk about this. So culture wing advancement. So this one reduces the cost of your next age up. So as you can see here, if you are going up into the castle age, it's 500 less resources. So 850 food, 450 gold, which Corvinus does already have, in comparison to the usual 1200 food, 600 gold. So very cheap there. And we can see he has chosen Culture Wing Logistics. So it grants 3 dervish and improves the unit's healing by 50%. Well, what's a dervish? How does it heal things? Well, I can tell you. A dervish is the monk or the imam. I think that's the name of it. It's the monk equivalent for the Ayyubids, and it's a camel mounted monk. And it has an AoE heal ability. It seems very strong, actually. I did try them out in a little custom match earlier on in the day. They pump out a lot of healing, and there is a technology that allows you to have that permanently rather than just on the cooldown, which it is by default. It's quite a long cooldown, possibly a minute, possibly longer than a minute. We'll see once they pop out. So possibly looking for a bit of aggression, or I think this gives 3. So he could immediately head out, pick up 3 relics with, you know, not much of a problem, which would be a nice boost going into the later game here. You can see no villagers killed. 43 villagers for Vortix on Jeanne d'Arc. She does now have second TC out and has also taken up to the Castle Age with the Guild Hall, those standard French landmark, I believe. I don't believe anything has changed from French to Jeanne d'Arc here. And this just allows, it generates resources over time. So nice and easy, and you can choose whichever one you want there. Does have a monastery, so has possibly figured out what Corvinus is wanting to do with his tech up. The dervish is coming out, and he's going to try and counter and pick up the relics on his own. One dervish was actually already out. I don't know if this was from the tech up or not. We can see here the mass heal ability. Heals all nearby units and heals 50% faster when carrying a relic. So very, very potent area of effect heal. I believe it's about this big. It's quite a small area, but it is very powerful. We can also see camel lancers coming up, and we do see a one relic picked up already. Second one as well. So I guess Jeanne d'Arc has only been able to stop that third dervish making his way out onto the map. Will they be able to intercept this one here? Possibly. Is Corvinus going to notice? He does notice, and he drops down a Wallalow there, coming up from the camel. Nice save there. 2 relics in the bag, I believe. No monastery, no mosque constructors yet, so could have been nice to have that ready as soon as he takes up to Castle Age. Very compact base coming in here. He's very much forced into this back corner, which has allowed Jeanne d'Arc to capture both sacred sites. So we'll be getting a nice amount of gold there, and we can see some monks heading out to collect the other relics. So there's 2 on this right side. I believe Jeanne d'Arc has collected 1. Yep, the one that was, I think it was around here. So going to be ahead in sacred sites and in relics as Jeanne d'Arc. And we barely even spoken about Jeanne d'Arc herself. She is a woman at arms. She's still level 2, I believe. She does get much more XP from combat. So perhaps Corvinus has played this quite well, not forcing Jeanne d'Arc into any sort of combat at the moment, which would definitely give her extra levels, give her extra abilities, and she might even be mounted by now. You can see a bit of a fight coming in here. Big Wallalow coming down. Great use of the dervishes for Corvinus. Let's follow along with some of these camel lancers. These are very strong units. They are the knight equivalent for the Ayyubid civilization. Let's take a look at their stats in comparison to the veteran royal knights. So camel lancers, 210 health, 22 sword damage with a default of 4 melee, 4 ranged armor. So pretty strong. Let's have a look at some knights. Where are these knights at? 230 health, a bit more damage, and same on the armor front. I believe these move faster or have a longer charge. I think it's a longer charge. Yeah, we can see here tactical charge. So they charge faster more often and for longer distances than other heavy cavalry. They also deal more damage the further they charge. So you want to really wind these up like a little toy car. You want to wind them up and let them loose down the hallway of your parents' house, straight into the, preferably, you know, the archers of the enemy civilization. The army count for the Ayyubids is looking pretty low in comparison to Vortix. He does have an increased economic lead by 10 villagers, which is pretty potent, but definitely not reflected in his army just yet. You can see these heals coming down. Hasn't used the area of effect ability, but I'm sure we'll find it now if he does. big fight here. Obviously, Jeanne d'Arc is in there. I believe she's now hit level 3. She might go down here. She does go down. So that means the civilization loses a lot of its power. Having said that, it looks like the Jeanne d'Arc faction variant Civ is going to clean up this mess. That was actually a huge cleanup there. That might even be the game. That's 40 military units to 5 for the Ayyubids. And, well, possibly a... Well, I don't know. You know, these are new civs, so people aren't going to be fluent in them just yet. Maybe a little bit of a mess up here from Corvinus on the Ayyubids. Interestingly, mining a ton more stone. Possibly was looking to get a keep up, as he knows he has no units available to defend against this siege and push-in coming from the Jeanne d'Arc Civ. Jeanne d'Arc is back up. You do have to either wait for 2 minutes to get her back, or you can pay gold. I wonder if we can see how much that is. It was 500 gold, so very costly loss if you do lose your hero unit. She does now have her 4th ability, which is to arms men. And, well, it summons some units, some champions, some hero champions. I think you have the choice of men-at-arms or knights, possibly. But we'll have to have a look at that in the post-game lounge. Well, good game there to Vortix on Jeanne d'Arc, showing us how it's done on new expansion launch day. There was a lot going on. I probably tried to cover too much in a short amount of time. Obviously, I'm not well versed in all of the new upgrades, the new techs, the new units and everything just yet. But I hope it was a slight overview. It was a nice short game, so you know, not too much to handle there. Over the next few days, we will be casting a ton of new civilizations and learning a bit more as they go. Maybe we'll get a slightly longer game for the next one. That was quite a short one, I think. Just about hit Castle Age, but not too much happening in Castle Age for either of the civilizations. Just, yeah, really well played there by Vortix, keeping the Ayyubids very much squished into the back of his base. Makes it very difficult to push out, get those relics and things like that. If there's anything super important that I missed during this cast, I'm sure there is, please let me know down below in the comments. I think we were going to talk about the 4th ability that Jeanne d'Arc had. I think we covered it very briefly right at the end. It's she summons some extra champions to help her out in battle. So, and that's as soon as you hit level 3 on her, I believe. So, nice little boost there instantly, military-wise, for the Jeanne d'Arc variant Civ. But yeah, not much else to say for now. I think I'm just gonna cast some more games, try to cover as much as I can, learn a bit more myself. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it. 3rd cast going up on the channel. I hope they're alright. That's all I have to say. See you later. See you in the next one. Bye bye.